that boy away. Poor Sarah just couldn't take it with this older boy around mocking her. As a believer, you cannot live in harmony with both natures. You are going to have to make a decision. James says a double minded man is unstable in all of his ways. James chapter 1 and verse 8. This explains the instability and the insecurity among many Christians today. They want to go with the world, and yet they want to go with the Lord. They are spiritual schizophrenics trying to do both, and they cannot do that. The Greeks had a race in which they put two horses together, and the rider would put one foot on one horse and the other foot on the other horse, and the race would start. Well, it was a great race as long as the horses were together. You and I have two natures. One is a black horse and the other is a white horse. It would be great if they would go together, but they just will not work together. The white horse goes one way and the black horse goes another way. When they do this, you and I have to make up our minds which one we are going with, whether we are going to live by the old nature or the new nature. This is why we are told to yield ourselves, yield yourself unto God, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto God. Romans chapter 6 and verse 13. God goes on to say that what the law could not do through the weakness of the flesh, the Spirit can now accomplish. See Romans chapter 8 and verse 3 and 4. I told you he had straightened it up. He does in the next chapter. The law tried to control man's old nature and failed. Now the Spirit of God, empowering the new nature, can accomplish what the new law could never do. The character of Ishmael, the son of Hagar, begins to be revealed. This is the nature that we find manifested later on in that nation, a nation that is antagonistic and those whose hand is against his brother. This has been the picture of him down through the centuries. And that concludes that section. Now, I do want to point out that Steve Carrington in Reformers Unanimous told a story about a Native American that had a black dog and a white dog. He would always fight the black dog and the white dog, and he would bet on it, and he could bet which one would win. And somebody came to him one day and said, "How do you know which one's going to win, the black dog or the white dog?" And he said, "Well, if I want the black dog to win, I feed the black dog. If I want the white dog to win, I feed the white dog." And so that's in what lies our human nature. Whichever one you feed will win. If you read and study the Bible, if you go watch podcasts about the Bible, listen to sermons, there's about I've got up to about 12 or 14 things that you can do. You can pray. You can listen to praise and worship music. You can solitude, simplicity. Uh, there's all kinds of ways that you can seek God, and but then on the other hand, feeding the negative. We can vegetate and watch TV or do something. It's the boob tube. It just makes you space out and your mind goes nowhere. Or you can get all riled up as you surf through uh, Facebook, the dopamine injection site for your life. There's many things that you can do to feed the black dog, even that you probably don't really consider sin. But Rick Warren talks about this. That as men, we tend to do that. We tend to feed the black dog by doing things that it's missing the mark by not studying God's word and praising Him and putting Him first and doing things that put our focus on Him. Anything besides that is missing the mark, and we don't really realize that, especially as Americans. We want to do what is right in our own eyes, don't we? So this next section Let me